Hello people! Now this video is new but shows all the stuff. Both in the meaning that we are in a pretty old environment, and because both the mods of the cars and of the track are nothing new. Unfortunately, I've been unable to find a track mode of Assetto Corsa of the 20s. This is from the 60s. The cars are from 1923. Man, we are in 2023, so it's a proper celebration for 1 century passed by since these cars were racing. And honestly, I just thought to myself some evenings ago, while I'm shaving the body of my tank detours against the guardrail, I just thought to myself, why not put some funny to drive cars on an iconic and peculiar track such as Montecarlo. Well, it turned out to be a super funny race, really rewarding from the point of view of driving and of racing, and of crashing against the barriers. But you know, the Bugatti 32, as I mentioned before, was called the Tank de Tours, tank built-in tours. When I'm replaying this quite aggressive overtake. Of course, the nickname came from the shape of the body. The body was meant to be pretty aerodynamic. It generated some uplift instead of downforce at high speeds, but here in Montecarlo, high speeds can't be reached, so it's not gonna make a big difference. I also chose this car because it's quite average in the range of performance. In the meantime, the chicane, the port, is making the first victims. I was talking about the car. It's quite average as for performance. Big mistake, and again hitting the walls. Well, I said it was funny. Maybe the funniest part was seeing the sparks coming out from the impact. Okay, it is quite a lively car with short wheelbase, flaming spitting out from the carburetors as backfire. Well, it looks like I said hello to a friend here on the gasometer hairpin. Okay, so driving these things, I keep saying and repeating, it's super fun. I think many people may say, that's ridiculous, you have almost no grip, sluggish acceleration and braking. Yes, it's like watching another backfire. That's terrific, right on the knees. It's like watching a modern race in slow motion, but you also race in slow motion, and that may look ridiculous, boring. No, it's not boring at all, because your reflexes keep being the same. Even that backfire is I think what would it be like to be there in real life? Both scary, smelly, poisonous, and with the risk of taking fire. Wow, that's worth. I couldn't keep myself from putting this meme here, even though it's not a Akina course. Okay. I got distracted as usual in my silly comment while I was talking about driving these cars. Your reflexes keep being the same, but since everything is slowed down, you can precisely manage drifts. Just check how close it was to the wall. Manage drifts on the perfect edge of the drift, which must not be too much or too little. Carefully control the passage between understeering and oversteering. And it's difficult to completely lose control because things happen quite slowly. Now, why not talking about the race? It was just a 3 laps race, so this is the last lap, and I climbed up to 3rd position. Honestly, with this car and with a Sunbeam, the orange one, and the Delage, the blue one in front of me, I had very little hopes of catching the lead. At this point of the race I was happy with the podium, 3rd place, but why not trying? After all, it is a race, it's not qualifying, so anything can happen till the last few meters. So, climbing up the Beau Rivage, you can see their cars are a bit more powerful, and so my only hope is exploiting the great agility of the Bugatti and trying to close the distance here, a little understeering with a small contact against the guardrail. Now if I want to catch some distance, I must stay close in corners, reduce drift to the minimum, a bit of understeering, hit against the hay bales, which in real life should have just bounced me back. The Portier corners, a bit too big a drift, no, not so bad, not so bad. So I think in this straight, almost straight, I can keep a decent distance, and even though it's not very polite, keep my fingers crossed for the terrific chicane du port, which yes, it's strike the orange sunbeam hit the wall, and the Delage pilot was scared enough to slow down, and I could catch his place. So now I'm first. I've got just one hairpin to complete the race. I can make mistakes even here, but hopefully not. Braking hard is not close enough to try to overtake, and I think I got just the silly victory dance, weaving right and left like an idiot. And the race is over for this super funny short race. I recommend to try because it's an experience that I think is very useful to learn to drive and apply to much faster cars the same rules, and in the meantime you can still have a lot of fun. So let's have a check from some points of view of this car. The mod is very well done with a full lot of details. The engine is right there with no separation from the pilot, who's got the shakes. I got the shake after some such a terrific race, and with that those flames popping out right in front of my legs. Okay, this was really funny and rewarding for me, and with the opening titles which are running as the end titles, I tell you goodbye and thanks for watching.